Is the only video you need to watch if you want to start your freelancing virtual assistant business in 2025. You've obviously heard of what a virtual assistant is, otherwise you wouldn't be here today. Keep seeing it online how virtual assistants are literally making five figures every single month, and you're like, how the heck do I start? Where do I start? What are the exact steps? Just like you 4 years ago when I first came across this opportunity over a 7-second TikTok video. Mind blown, yes. There's no denying that the freelancing industry has grown to incredible heights just in the past 4 years. And lucky for you, according to Forbes, the virtual assistant industry is predicted to become a $23.6 billion industry. So you're not only at the right time, but also at the right place to learn how to start your very own virtual assistant business. 99% of you just need the steps. You just need to know, okay, what do I need to do? What is my first step? How do I get into this role? How do I break through? And that is literally what we're going to cover in today's video. Now, you may have heard people talking about finding jobs through creating a freelancing account on websites like Upwork, Fiverr, People Hour. You can choose to go and find jobs on those platforms. You can create an account. However, that's not how I started. I found every single kind of mine by using social media. I run a multi-six-figure company now, and till this day, I only use social media to market and advertise my virtual assistant business because that is literally what has been working for me all these years. As a virtual assistant, I am not employed by a specific company. I'm self-employed, hence I have registered my business as a sole proprietor. I keep track of my income, and I do work with more than just one business or just one particular solo client. Now, speaking of businesses and solo client, that is literally where you start. That is the focus for today's video. Who do you want to work with? In other words, we will need to pick a niche. Now, if you don't know what a niche is where you have one, target group of audience, and two, group of target services. These are the two things we will need to figure out for you to start your freelancing business. So the main niche categories for your target audience will be real estate agents, online business coaches, wedding photographers, TikTok influencers, hair and makeup artists, lash and nail technicians, therapists, dermatologists. The list goes on and on. Your options are completely endless. The first thing you need to do right now is really figure out your top 3 potential target audience groups you want to target. The second thing is figuring out categories for your services. Number 1, the administration. Number 2, marketing and sales, content creation, copywriting, video editing, web designing, email management, lead generation, blogging. Again, the list for your services is also very, very endless, which is why this is where you're going to have to put in time and effort to really figure out what group of audience do I want to target and then what type of services I want to provide. Let's talk about when I first started. I was a general virtual assistant for wedding photographers. That was my target audience, wedding photographers, and my target service, general administrative. Best way to ensure that you pick the right niche is to create a list of your current tasks at your current job. Make a list of all the things you have done, all the things you know how to do. Also make a list of the things you're willing to learn and also do. Like I said, this is the part where you will require a lot of time and research to really look at your past experiences and past skill set to really find a niche of services that you will actually enjoy doing. I'm not saying you necessarily need experience in any of these because they're all very easy to learn. However, it is a bonus if you already have experience in doing these tasks. The bonus is basically you will know exactly what to provide. That is the only bonus because you don't really need any experience because 90% of these tasks are pretty straightforward. I'm talking like a 13-year-old will probably know how to do. Okay, once you know what your need potentially be, it's time to really dig deep into that task for that role because we're not done yet. For example, let's say you want to work with real estate agents as their general VA. Your task could include market research, data entry, transcriptions, calendar management, scheduling, booking travel arrangements, managing their inbox, client communication, and maybe social media management. If your real estate agent is using social media, which by the way, a lot of them do, to get their name and business out and really just target people that are looking to sell or buy. So you can manage their social media and you don't have to do social media management. You can help them by just providing the back-end tasks. Now, I was someone who did do a little bit of both because I did see wedding photographers have a social media account they really needed help to manage, and that is exactly what I did. Which brings us to social media category. Look at the tasks that fall under the social media management, sticking with the same example, real estate agents. Your task could be like creating social media accounts for them on multiple platforms, content creation, scheduling their daily posts, engaging with their followers, leaving comments, sending DMs, replying to their stories, editing their videos for them, whether that's on Instagram or TikTok, copywriting, writing captions, sale pages, graphic designing, designing their website. All of these things do fall under the social media category. I want you to think of handling their social media. You're basically going to be their social media manager. Let's do one more. Let's say maybe you're someone who doesn't want to do everything in social media, but you do love one specific task, maybe like graphic designing. You do have experience and you are creative, so this just seems like something you want to do. You can become a freelance graphic designer. You can start providing graphic design. Now, real estate agents aren't the only ones that need a graphic designer. Every single person that is using social media is online who is trying to make sales using social media needs a website. Literally every single one. They need to be posting content. In order to post content, they need to create content. If you want to lean into social media management, everybody needs support. Same with the back end, because they're on social media running a business, they also have a lot of tasks behind the scenes, just like every business. That is literally what you need to focus on if you want to get into being a virtual assistant. You really need to figure out what your niche is going to be, what role you'll be providing as a virtual assistant, because you're not going to be able to make sales, find clients if you don't know who your niche is, who your target audience is, who you're going to be creating content for. Once you have a proper understanding of what your role as a virtual assistant and the tasks fall under the specific role, that is when you launch your business page on Instagram. You make a business page as a virtual assistant on Instagram and start creating content and start targeting this specific person that you chose. Literally anyone you want. That is your first step. That is what you need to figure out. If you ever want to see success and you want to start getting clients. Now, I know a lot of people think that they're limiting their clientele if they niche down to only focusing on one specific target group, but I'm here to tell you that is just not the truth, because as a brand new freelancer or someone who is getting into the space for the very first time, you're going to have to do all these things like creating content, writing copy, and speaking to people in order to sell to them, sell your services, market your services. It is going to be so hard for you if you're trying to target literally anyone and everyone, because people will find it very, very hard to really see who are you trying to sell these services to? Who is your services for? It's so important for a very specific group to know you're going to help them. You're the virtual assistant for them. That is why we niche down, because it not only helps you, but it also helps people that you're trying to target notice you and actually want to hire you. Let me tell you one thing. When you try to sell to everyone, no one ends up buying. No one ends up seeing the value. That is literally how I've landed every single client, because I was very, very clear to who I was trying to sell my virtual assistant packages and services to, which was wedding photographers. Now, did I only attract wedding photographers? No, because I started using the word photographers, and there's so many other photographers that ended up reaching out to me and I ended up working. But when I first started, I was very clear on, okay, I want to work with wedding photographers. because the messaging, the words you use when you're creating content, those are the people that are going to attract. Those are the people Instagram is going to show your content to. That is why you need a niche in the very beginning. Now, before I end today's video, I do have some super exciting news I do want to share. I am hosting a free virtual assistant live event on Zoom on November 11th. So for those of you who is super serious about starting your freelancing virtual assistant business and really scaling it to multiple five figures in 2025, you do not want to miss it. The link to sign up for the masterclass is linked down below. So make sure you sign up and I'll see you on November 11th.